Hi, it's ET here again. I have been thinking of doing video about first aid kits for a long time now. I finally took some time to do this, so let's see how this goes. I think that I'm going to cut this to a couple of different videos, don't know yet. Okay, first of all I have to say that I'm not professional what comes to the medical stuff. These are just based on my opinions and my experiences. Always double check the information from different sources and do some thinking yourself. Also, it would be a good idea to get some medical training. Just basic training would be better than nothing. You know, it makes more sense to carry first aid kit and different items when you know how and when to use them. I will go through a few different first aid kits that I have bought or made myself, and maybe I can provide a few pointers or ideas for you at the same time. I'll try to give information what to look from first aid kit and what to include to your kit. Okay, do you need a first aid kit? Well, hopefully not. That would be the ideal situation, but usually the reality is something else. I'm not saying that everyone does need a first aid kit, but it would be a pretty good idea to have at least one available. I have a first aid kit in my car, in my house, in my hiking backpack. I have pocket versions, etc. I cannot think situation where you should not have first aid kit available. You know, you don't have to have a huge first aid kit, or you don't have to have it with you all the time, but you should have a pretty fast access to it if needed. Remember that anything can happen. Emergency services work pretty fast, at least in urban areas in modern countries. But if you get a small or medium-sized cut, for example, do you call them or do you fix it yourself? Fixing it yourself is much easier when you have at least some basic stuff available. And even when you would need the help of emergency services, there are still situations when they do not necessarily get to you fast enough. Maybe they are overloaded, or maybe the situation is so severe that you may have less than 1 minute, for example, to stop the bleeding. These are the moments you would need decent first aid kit available. Of course, in most cases you only need to use bandage and maybe clean some small cuts that you received while buying food from the store, and that's all. But you would still need that bandage and some cleaner to do this. This is when a small pocket-sized first aid kit would be handy. When you move away from the cities or urban areas, your access time to emergency services grows, or maybe you don't have access at all. Then it's up to you to take care of the situation. Without a first aid kit, or should I say without a proper first aid kit, it can be hard. So, what to include to your kit? First of all, there is no first aid kit that does all or does fit to all. Different situations or surroundings require different things. I cannot say exactly what you should include to your kit or what size it should be. I can give you ideas and show some items that I think that every kit should include, but note that your surroundings and activities may have huge impact to the items you should have available in your first aid kit. Because of these different situations or surroundings, there are different kinds of first aid kits available. They are sized differently and equipped for different situations. For example, there are first aid kits for car use or for hiking use, for children's or for home use, and so on. The first aid kit you should have should be capable to handle at least the situation what it's designed for and the situation what you have bought it for. Don't expect that small pocket-sized first aid kit can handle bigger accidents. That's what the bigger first aid kits are for. If you have first aid kit already, open it and go through the items that you have in your kit and make sure that you know how to use them. Also, think about it for a while. Do you have everything that you need in your kit? This is important. Quite often people just buy some kit and start to feel quite secure and think that they don't have problems anymore because they have first aid kit available. In reality, they most likely have inadequate first aid kit which they have opened only once in the store when they bought it. After this, they just have thrown it to their car or to some closet at home, and first aid kit never gets opened until someone hurts themselves bad. When something like this happens, it's not fun to discover that the only thing to make the major bleeding to stop in your first aid kit is small bandage. This was just an example, but it can happen. You should make sure that your first aid kit is equipped for the situation where you could need it. If not, customize the first aid kit according to your needs. Obviously, you can't prepare for everything, otherwise you should have a van full of equipment, also known as ambulance, with you all the time. Obviously, this is not very realistic. In portable first aid kits, size issues almost always limit the items what you can include to your kit. For example, you probably can't fit 12-inch abdominal dressing to your pocket size first aid kit, but most likely you could include it to your car first aid kit. Okay, I'm going to stop this segment here. In the next video I will go through few first aid kits that I have bought so that you can see what kind of items these kits usually contain.